watching live on YouTube, they were only thanking the Union Bears for the support. What's the matter with that? Rangers, easy, okay. What is the problem with the players and a section of the fans showing a bit of unity? It will do literally zero harm, and I seem to remember a certain manager fist pumping after beating East Kilbride. Before we move on to the general state of Rangers, Mick, what did you think of the celebrations?
I
Put you in the spot.
I think there's only one thing more embarrassing than Hearts going out to Falkirk at the weekend, and that was Rangers jumping about Hampton. It was a bit much. And I get what they're trying to do. I get what Andy's saying as well. They're trying to harbour some kind of unity, and I get it. But I think a lot of Rangers fans that I know were like, whoa, a wee bit cringy. Wait until you've done something before you start that kind of stuff. By all means, go and salute the fans and all that stuff, but jump about, no, a wee bit much. Wait till there's trophies handed out before you start doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, so not for me. But I'm an old grump, so it's not really my place to be commenting this kind of stuff.
To be fair, I completely agree. I do agree with the comments that I've just read out. There's nothing wrong with showing a bit of unity, and Philip Clement needs all the unity he can get at the minute. But I just thought the way that looked, the stand almost empty. I just thought it was a bit, as you say, over the top. On Rangers themselves, Mick, with a couple of really strong comments in. This one on Facebook, Jamie Thompson. Rangers are in a bad place, and the quality of players is a real concern. They can't hold the ball, can't defend, can't play as a team. The Ibrox board have got a lot to answer for. And Ian Miller put in a big soliloquy. This is just a little highlight of it. The catalyst was Souness and Murray. The trophies piled up, but it covered a multitude of sins. We are where we are, and it's time to point the finger in the direction of those responsible. Is it really that bad at Rangers at the minute? I mean, are they worse than, or weaker rather than last season?
At the moment, you got to say they are. I mean, there's this. I get the concerns all over the pitch. It doesn't seem to be. They're still they're far short in terms of recruitment. A lot of positions in the park. They still need at least 4 or 5 new signings, like proper signings as well. And there doesn't seem to be any money until they get some of these guys off the books. Doesn't sound great when the manager's saying he's got a bunch of players who he wants to go, but he can't put a gun to their head to get them to leave. That's not going to create a great environment to be working in. So it doesn't look great. What I would say is that football is a kind of very kind of whimsical and flimsy environment. Things can change very quickly. They can muster some momentum. Unfortunately, the structural problems will always be there, and that's, I think, is going to cause problems for Rangers. I think there's structurally problems in the team. Obviously, off the pitch, they're still looking for their CEO, their head of recruitment, and all these things, sporting directors, and there's a lot needing done off the field to help that structure on the field. I feel a bit for Philip Clement at the moment. He's the one carrying the can. I think he's made some missteps as well. From a guy who, when he first came in his first few months, I thought he was the kind of voice of common sense. I think he's shown signs in recent weeks and months of getting dragged into the Glasgow blender. Some rather kind of strange kind of talk from him and some strange decisions. I didn't get the Czerny move, taking him off against Motherwell to keep him for Europe and then not starting him. I couldn't quite get my head around that. He's the best attacking player at the club, I think, at the moment. I don't know why he wouldn't be up to speed at this stage. We're in the middle towards the end of August. Injury problems again. I mean, Clement spoke last year about changing things behind the scenes to stop these injuries. I mean, see Proper limping off at the weekend, more injuries, more muscle injuries. You think, what's going on there? So a lot of different things. The problem is there's a lot of negativity. I mean, I think that game at the weekend, if they're playing well around that, that's a kind of game you think, well, they've done well, get through the cup. That's the main thing that matters. But there's still people honing in on certain parts of their performances, and this is a lot of kind of, like I say, I think that doom and gloom was mentioned. You mentioned Alan McCoist lamenting their current state. It's not great. It's not great. I mean, there's obviously some suggestions today that the Ibrox return could be back on track. They need to get back there with minimal damage and try and build some momentum. The problem they've got is they've got Celtic in a few weeks' time. That's coming in quick. Well, a week next week. A week Sunday, isn't it? A week Saturday.
Yep.
That's coming in quick. So that's very dangerous for them. going to Celtic Park at the moment, looking a bit fragile. That's got the potential to become a difficult afternoon for them. But we'll get to that next week when the build-up starts for that one properly. So yeah, I get why there's a bit of misery around the place at the moment. But if they can get ahead of steam, get out of Parkhead with some kind of result or even performance, and try and get some momentum and get back to Ibrox, it might turn around. But it looks a long way from that at the moment.
Again, Rangers Easy OK watching live on YouTube. The only thing giving me a bit of hope is 4 of the new signings look good. Czerny, Barron, proper, hefty. If we can get a few more in, that's a big if. I have faith we can replace them as well. I think you hit the nail on the head there, Mick. I definitely think Clement has inherited a lot of structural problems, and he's not been really helped. However, I find almost game to game, there's decisions that just don't really make sense a lot of the time, particularly starting 11s in a lot of games, to me anyway.